rising star of West Australian harness racing. I'm Victorious comes away to win brilliantly by 3 metres to I'm the Mighty Quinn, who was very
good morning and welcome to One Out, One Back, featuring Matt Young.
Chicago Bull, he's fast, he's tough, and he's won the Fremantle Cup. Chicago Bull from Soho Tribeca.
One Out, One Back is dedicated to covering off on all the news associated with harness racing.
I'm the Mighty Quinn, he's in front, he's mighty, he is quintessential. I'm the Mighty Quinn, beat Mr. Magical Mac, I'm a spicy...
One Out, One Back is your best bet for success, right here on Tab Radio Racing and Sport.
They run, 5.50 to go. Hoppy's Way in front. On the outside is My Ultimate Ronnie. Racing third is Star Casino. Then Who's the Dad? Wonderful to Fly. Can't get out. It's trying to get out. It's travelling pretty well. Al Capone's held up in the centre. Coming off the back, 28 the next quarter. The leader Hoppy's Way, but My Ultimate Ronnie racing up on the outside very quickly and given the ultimatum by Rickson, trying to get to Hoppy's Way as they corner. Hoppy's Way responding. Leads by a neck though to My Ultimate Ronnie. Hoppy's Way got away now from My Ultimate Ronnie, is looking strong. Wonderful to Fly is into the clear and bursting home down the outside. Hoppy's Way in front. Wonderful to Fly's lunging. Hoppy's Way. Wonderful to Fly grabs Hoppy's Way right on the line. And Wonderful to Fly from Hoppy's Way and Al Capone. And they'll follow by taking the Mickey All-Star Casino from You're So Fine. Who's it at in Soho Dow Jones?
That was the running of the Nova 93.7 Classic for the 4-year-olds, and it was taken out by Wonderful to Fly for Shane Young, trainer-driver. She was able to land a feature race. This was a Group 2 level, and it'd be able to skyrocket her up to 700,000 in stakes, plus a little bit more with bonuses. She's won 30 of 50 with 13 minor placings and a best winning mile rate of 1:53.6. And what a season she has had. She's been beaten her last couple, but this season she's won 9 of 16 with just under $300,000 in prize money, and she has not missed a place in her career for this season. So that is the tail of the tape for her. Wonderful to Fly. She went back down to the inside, 3 back the pegs, was able to work into the clear late in the piece, and she was able to grind away and get over the top of Hoppy's Way, who there was daring tactics. They were wanting to lead, hold out the favourite, the $1.20 favourite, My Ultimate Ronnie, who has finished unplaced in this race. Hoppy's Way was able to lead and then back off in the middle half, get away with a 61.5 and then kick away at the top of the straight and just get grabbed on the line. Al Capone, another really good run into third. Star Casino was really good into fourth. Taking the Mickey was the one that caught the eye at 101, dashing up behind them. Herself and Wonderful to Fly, the two mares are both going spectacularly, heading towards the Golden Nugget. Tricky Mickey into 6th place. You're So Fine, after doing work early, was a pretty nice run. My Ultimate Ronnie, the one that created a lot of interest in the race, he finished beaten 10 metres back into 9th placing there. Soho Dow Jones was one that hit the line pretty well. Had tried to follow Wonderful to Fly into the clear and ran into a brick wall late in the piece, but still hit the line reasonably well there. So 156.3 the mile rate, home at 56.7. Wonderful to Fly, another feature race success to her after that effort on Friday night. Looking at other races on the card, it was great to see Magnificent Storm back here at the concluding stages of the Pat Cranley Memorial. He was able to dash forward, get to the top for Ray Williams and Dyan Egerton-Green, and he was able to enjoy the ride here on Magnificent Storm.
This $1 million earner has raced away around the turn, bolted clear from Armour Einstein, blitz them by, and then came Minstrel. Magnificent Storm is well clear, leads by about 12 metres to Armour Einstein, blitz them by, and Minstrel, they held their spots all the way, and Magnificent Storm has bolted home in the Pat Cranley and won by 15 metres to Armour Einstein, about 6 metres.
Magnificent Storm able to win it very impressively there, 155.5, 26.7 on the way home, and he just looks a different horse at this time. He is going so well and travelled like a beast and ran through the line powerfully in that 26.7. He did get away with a little bit in the first half of the race, but was able to show that customary dash off the arm to get to the top. He is nominated for Friday night's action at Gloucester Park as well. So looking at the nominations for Friday, and there's a couple of really strong nominations heading towards the feature races of the Golden Nugget. Magnificent Storm is in the Village Kid, which is of Group 3 level and is the feature for this Friday night. Other major successes from Friday, we saw Without the Tuss, surprise in the second race, charged forward off the arm, got to the top, went around at $41 and was able to defeat American Armour, who lost no admirers in second. They went 154.9, 28.7 off the arm, then 28.5 down the back, 29.1. Stormy Skies was a nice effort into third, a better effort by Otis into fourth on that occasion. Tiger Royal was able to pounce on his rivals in the third race, getting over the top of I'm a Five-Star General, who got tired late. Magnificent swept up, hit the front, was just grabbed in the shadows by Tiger Royal and Middle Page, who was a much better run on Friday night, diving back to the inside, coming through nicely, and Soho Firestone caught the eye. Was a really good effort into fifth placing, a massive rising grade for him, and he punched the rail strongly and hit the line really well. Flowrider took out the consolation for the 4-year-old Classic for Nova, and this was in an opportunity for him to potentially gain a start in the Golden Nugget. He was able to win that race, defeating Steno, who was a really good effort into second place. She got shuffled back in the run and hit the line really strongly. Bricky's Dream, no luck, never saw the light of day. A really nice effort by Armour X Factor into fourth place. Paul Edward likewise didn't get to see the light of day, and there was a few others in the race as well. Rockmeister, Arden's Horizon, who weren't able to get into the clear, and Cyclone Charlotte got home really strongly in that race as well, finishing on, although eighth, was able to make up good ground in that last half of 57 seconds. She was out wide on the track. So who's coming out, who's going in, big decisions to be made there by the handicappers going forward to Friday week in the Golden Nugget. Great to see Rumour Has It back. She was able to win the sixth race on the program for Deborah and Chris Lewis. She's a 5-year-old mare by roll with Joe from Roustabout. She's won 9 of 23, over 100,000 in stakes, but she's got a remarkable record and obvious issues behind the scenes, and great to see her back and racing at the top of her game. So well done to the team there. Sister Cherie remained undefeated with her victory in the 3-year-old fillies race, was able to run to the top, and just another one that once tested on the outside by Between Two Thorns late in the piece was able to respond, find and get away to win. Between Two Thorns has come back really well. Quattros didn't get out until late. Zephyr and Unlucky hit the line pretty well back into fourth and fifth respectively. I thought Zephyr's run first up was pretty strong. We've spoken about Magnificent Storm there, and that pretty much sums up Friday night's action of what had transpired from that meeting. At Wagen on the same night, we saw the running of the Spurs Stud 3-year-old Westbred final, and it was taken out by Sanford Bart for John Fagg and Liam Elliott, who was able to pick up his first double as a driver. Here are the concluding stages of that Country Classic, with Sanford Bart coming from the 1-1.
This is quickly with Sanford Bart, 3 deep before the turn. Il Lucifer runs up behind them, feeling Empathy Armour Warrior. I'm a Aussie Artist leads, getting into the clear is Quigley, giving chase with Sanford Bart the outside. Sanford Bart goes up with Quigley to I'm a Aussie Artist. Il Lucifer switch back down to the inside, but it's Sanford Bart for Elliott. It's a double, and Sanford Bart beats Quigley and Il Lucifer, and close up I'm a Aussie Artist in a great
Sanford Bart, for a man who travels so far to get to the races, coming from Ravensthorpe, so well done to Johnny Fagg there with that victory of Sanford Bart. He's done a really good job with this horse, and he's having a great run of earning with his horses at the moment, the Sanford horses, as well as Sanford Harry, who with that third on Friday night was able to pick up Horse of the Year there in equal with Sanford Bart. So well done to the team there. Sanford Bart now winning 5 from 40, and he's really come on this preparation. Looking forward to seeing him as a 4-year-old next season in the country circuit. So well done to the team there, and well done to the Wagen Trotting Club from all reports. An amazing night of pacing action on and off the track, so well done to everyone involved there. We're about to head to a break here on 1 Out 1 Back. We've got Dyan Egerton-Green coming up, Mitch Miller, Donald Harper, Ray Williams, Chris Barsby will be joining us soon as well. Plenty to chat about, but as we head to the break, we can go back to just yesterday. It was the running of the opening event, and Patched was able to win this race, and in 1:50 58.7 broke the track record formerly held by Sonny's Little Whiz, and Patch was able to pounce on a quick tempo middle stages and get over the top. For David Young, Gary Hall Jr., that's his second track record at the track. He also holds the 2116 metre standing start track record, but here are the concluding stages as we head to a break. I've patched.
Barron Sundown, 29.8 the third quarter. Uptown Lad leading, scooting around. Nicky's Son patched and sweeping wider is Aldebaran Sundown from Tennyson and Lover Flair. Uptown Lad on the outside. Patched is moving up strongly though. He's grabbed the favourite. Lover Flair along the inside. Aldebaran Sundown the outside, but Patched has hit the lead, and Patched is going to go on and win by 3/4 to Aldebaran Sundown.
Dyan Egerton-Green, who's going to join us this morning, and congratulations to Dyan Egerton-Green as well as Chloe Brown with the birth of their son Nash in the past week, and no doubt big changes in the household there, but congratulations from everyone in the industry to the birth and health of both Nash and Chloe, who's been able to bring little Nash into the world. And Dylan joins us now. Daddy Dill, good morning.
Thanks, Uncle Matt. Cheers for that. Good morning, everyone.
You've been able to have some good success in the past week, but how's life been behind the scenes with Nash coming into the world? And he's healthy, and he's an absolute delight to have around. What's the experience been for you in the first week?
No, it's actually been really good. Obviously, the nurses in the hospital made life a lot easier, but other than that, he's been a dream. So can't complain. All systems go.
Okay, well, that's good news. And you go to Northern tonight. You've got some nice drives and a nice runner in for yourself. But having a look firstly, Boston Rob's a horse you've been driving a little bit as of late. This is a nice draw for him in race number 2, and over the short course seems to be one of his better distances. How have you assessed his few runs that you've driven?
Sort of, obviously, speaking to David, his first run, he was a lot underdone. So he just sort of said, just get a feel for him and see how he is. And then the next start, they just walked and sprinted, and it's not really his go. So I think tonight's race, perfect draw, short distance. He should be somewhere near peak fitness. And, with the right run, I can see him figuring in the finish here. And for connections, I hope he does, because he's had a lot of headaches for everyone.
In race number 3, Military Star, this horse has gone 2 from 2 this preparation. Big shoes to fill in driving-wise. You jump aboard. Can you make it 3 on the trot?
He's been driven really well. His first 2 starts back. So, as you said, big shoes to fill. Family man, Mr. Wheeler's actually having a day off for trot, so I can't believe it. So,
neither.
Fortunate enough to pick this one up. He's racing really well. Obviously, a little bit of a tricky horse in the first sort of few hundred metres to navigate, but I'm pretty sure his abilities should be able to overcome the draw of this. Obviously, Galaxy Warrior will probably be hot on the speed, he's racing well, so we should be thereabouts.
Rocket City in race number 4. This is a beautiful draw for him, and he looks the winner on paper. 2,600 metres. He's performed well at the longer distance as well. Do you come in with the confidence that it should be like a paid trial, or how do you approach this race from 1?
Obviously, every race is obviously going to be tests. I've been happy. I was happy with his last start. I probably just made too many moves in the race where I should have just driven him for 1. He would have finished a lot closer in that race in town, and his start before that he led and won and done what he had to. So confident, good gate speed, nice horse, and it's a suitable race, so it should be going good.
And in race number 6, Quigley, who's had a little bit of racing, last 2 starts have been at Wagen, and the performances have been full of merit with placings both times. How do you assess this race coming in from gate number 3?
Obviously, he's a bit of a funny horse. He doesn't have a lot of top-end speed, but he sort of just keep whacking away all day. So probably just have to keep rolling early. No point really going back, and he should be thereabouts. Obviously, up in grade a little bit to what he had been racing out in Wagen, but he should run an honest race, and hopefully he backs up pretty good.
Vanderbilt in race number 7. Really impressive first up. Last start looked like he made you have to work for the victory in slower time. Well, what has your overall opinion been of this horse in his first 2 runs that you've been able to drive him?
Just a horse that's very green. He's got a lot of learning to do throughout the next campaign of racing, but the ability's definitely there. There's not many horses that can run a 56 half at Northern like he did first up, and he done it full of merit. So, yeah, I think he's probably a horse that picks himself in this again. I don't think there's a real need that he has to lead to win. I think he's just got the ability that whatever he does, he's just going to keep improving through the grades, and I think he's actually a nice horse in the future. So
it gives you the feel that he's got a deal of versatility to him then?
Yeah, definitely. He's got a lot of attributes. He looks really nice and strong, and I think moving forward he'll just keep getting better.
And in the final event, or the second last I should say, Cappy the Fiery, can you give us an opinion of this horse going into the maiden?
Obviously Aiden's maidens are the ones where it's at, and obviously the barrier draw is a bit tricky there, but I'm sure he'll have it somewhere near right for this because he loves to get the cash in them. So, confident can run in top 5, and we should be there about hopefully.
And in the final race, driving State My Case from a tricky draw for Peter Anderson?
Yeah, not bad last start. I think hopefully we can just tuck away and it'll get home well, and it should go good. It's a pretty sort of even sort of field, so it wouldn't surprise if it runs the drum.
So Rocket City looks to be your main winner in Vanderbilt. Can you tip one of the others at a bit of value that you think is a decent chance for the punters, or just stick with the 2 favourites?
Not sure the odds of Military Star. Obviously, there's the 2 inside it, which probably look to generate a bit of speed, but its last 2 starts have been full of merit. So I think it's probably one that if it does have some odds, it's probably worth a crack.
Okay, well, thank you very much, Still. All the best with fatherly duties, and all the best with the runners in tonight.
Thanks, Matt. Yeah, tonight's actually a pretty big night for Mike Pike as well. He'll be on course. He's sponsored the meeting. He lost his horse Sea Ryan Fly a few months ago. And he's named all the races after them. So get around him and get your Eagles shirts on because he's a mad supporter, and he's a really good fella for harness racing. So get a bit of support out there for him.
Absolutely right. Well done, Dill. All the best tonight.
Cheers, mate.
Welcome back to 1 Hour 1 Back. We can have a look at the trial report in the past week of action, and there's been plenty of trials around in WA to have a look at. Firstly, at Bunbury last Wednesday morning, Jimmy Rocks, who we saw perform really well yesterday, he was able to win his trial 2-1.8, 29, home in 27.3, dashed away and won nicely. Sanford Ash was quite nice into second place on that occasion, so could be one to follow going forward, but Jimmy Rocks was really impressive in winning, and we saw him perform really well yesterday, sticking on well in that last quarter of 27 seconds. Auckland Jet in the second trial, 159.7, 29.6, 28.3, really got going late to finish over the top and win. Girl and Clover's run looked pretty solid, just peaking late, but looked good out in front, and Thorium Energy performed really well, getting up on the sprint lane late in the piece. At Pinjarra on Thursday, Shuby's Double took out the first of the trials of mention at 210.2, home in 28, just like the way that this horse sprinted home nicely with Noble Thorondor, both rising 2-year-olds, and Shuby's Double, of course, by Shuby's Place. So really interested to see what Shuby's Place can do here in WA, who is standing at Spurs Stud. Seaside Magic was so impressive in the other of the juvenile trials. This one was down to qualify, 159.4, home in 29. Remarkable that they could run these times at this time of year. Did the work in the run and was able to win with something in reserve. Looks really smart. Both trials have been full of merit. The better side, and finished off really well. And Bull Shark Betty was able to get home powerfully and was very solid. Third horse, Bull Shark Betty, made up a heap of ground in the concluding stages. Nuclear Cruiser was able to get a nice win, 22.9, home in 28.5. Responded nicely when challenged. Bungill Man for the Herberts were really impressive into second second place, sustained the run and was solid in his performance. Hallie Hunter had some pressure in the middle stages, was able to get home and win on that occasion in 2:1.9, 28.7. That was a 28.7 or 28 and change in for the bell as well. Challenge mid-race, took cover and then was able to finish it off well. Bonsko Circus finished into the placings. He did some work in the run but peaked late, and he was sound in defeat there in a moderate time of 2:1.9. Eva's Image in 2 minutes and 2. They got home steady, came on well from the back, and a few of these runners were getting tired late. Mango Tango was solid until the last 200 when getting tired. He was on the quick backup from racing the day before at Bunbury. And Volton Tin, 155.8, 29, 29, 28.3 on the way home, and he just kept running. His first quarter was in 29.4 as well. He just dashed to the top and just kept on rolling. Looked great in victory, looked sharp. Doc Holliday didn't give up the chase into second place. Wanneroo, no vision there, as well as Albany, but at the same time, the times read up well for Chaco Eagle. It was great to see that Chaco Eagle was back. This horse has got a lot of ability. 2 minutes and 9, 28.1, 28.8 for Van Stampelia and Tonya Stampelia. Byford on Sunday, 3 to mention there, and that is All Is Well. Had a really nice run just off the speed, closed off well to win nicely. I thought Curious Boy's effort was solid, into second place and battled on well. 159.3, 28.8. Rubens Plied was nice win in his trial. 157.3 was quick early and travelled strongly. Had to be stoked up a little bit late, but was a very strong and dominant win, and Follow the Dragon came home well from back in the field. And Sugar Apple really caught the eye in the performance there for Lindsay Harper. 158.3, home in 27.7. Did some work, dropped in momentarily before whipping over the top of them, and an impressive turn of foot in the concluding stages. So Sugar Apple could be one to follow going forward. Albany, they're racing very soon, and we've got the first lot of trials there. No vision of those trials, of course. Snaky Bay, 2.3.3, winning a trial for Tim Stone. Just a 2-year-old, led and bolted in, and just reads up decent, being able to win a trial in decent enough time for a 2-year-old there. You'd imagine if those races stand up towards the end of the season, we could be seeing Snaky Bay rolling around as a big chance. And Rock and Roll Artist, who did things wrong on Friday, but was still a really nice effort on that occasion, performed really well in the trial at 2.1.2, 29.5, 29.4, and he also won by a big space in the concluding stages. So that is a look at the trial reporters. We can have a look now on the 5th of December. On this day, we go back to 2016. It was the running of the Trotters Sprint at Pinjarra, and it was taken out by Sammy Charles for Bob Melsop, who trained and drove the horse himself. And he was able to sweep to victory from back in the field.
Charles about a half in front of Sandy Colombo, trying to fight back. Zenon comes to the outside. Reminder calls off the pegs. Aldebaran Eastwood slips back. Mr. Flair saves ground over on the inside. Diamond Geezer comes wider. Nico Serrano and Lightning Caller further back. Sammy Charles leading. Sandy Colombo's trying to respond, but Sammy Charles pulls away now. Reminder calls out after him, but Sammy Charles wins the Trotters Mile, 3/4 to Reminder call.
Sammy Charles with the feature there on this day back in 2016. We go back to 2014. It was the running of the Golden Nugget Championship, and we've just spoken about a mare beating the boys in the 4-year-old Classic, and this was a super mare. Liberty Bell Midfru for Mike Reid, and Mark Reid taking out the Golden Nugget.
The second quarter was 30.1. Liberty Bell Midfru exploded to the front now. Reid gives her head, and she raced away from them, but Waylaid is 5 deep, letting go with a big run. And then came Billy's a Star into the clear, followed by 3 Blind Mice's A corner. Liberty Bell Midfru, has she gone too early? 30.3 the third quarter. Here's Waylaid putting in a big run. Billy's a Star just behind them, held up. Liberty Bell Midfru in front. Waylaid trying to cut her down. Then Billy's a Star. Liberty Bell Midfru in front. Waylaid can't get there. Liberty Bell Midfru in front, and Reid has done it. Liberty Bell Midfru has won the Golden Nugget in fantastic style. Second home, Waylaid.
A fair salute there from Chopper across the line with Liberty Bell Midfru, Mike Reid, Mark Reid combining for Group 1 glory with the supermare herself, Liberty Bell Midfrew there for Albert Walmsley. Back in 2010, it was the running of the Williams Cup, and this was taken out by Secret Interlude for Kevin Keys, and Morgan Woodley took the drive aboard Secret Interlude, and here are the concluding stages.
Still fighting on Aussie Terror. Here comes Secret Interlude. Please Release Me third. Stumpy Gully Road fourth, and Arbor of Waging a long gap to the others, headed by You're the Captain. The leader coming to the turn, Aussie Terror, only just from Secret Interlude. Races up to second. They come away from Please Release Me and Stumpy Gully Road. They turn. Secret Interlude on the outside. Aussie Terror the inside. Secret Interlude's had the better run, and Secret Interlude wins the cup. A neck to Aussie Terror. Good effort second. Stumpy Gully Road and Please Release.
Secret Interlude taking out the Williams Cup back on this day in 2010. In 2008, the 4-year-old classic, the McInerney Ford 4-year-old classic back in those days, and it was taken out by I'm the Mighty Quinn for Gary Hall Sr. and Gary Hall Jr. The Narrogin Cup in 2006 to Bullion Bill for Bob Melsop training and driving. The Bridgetown Stampede in 2004 to Aztec Symbol for David Hunter training and driving. In 2003, Atlanta, Georgia took out the Channel 7 Pace for Cameron Edwards and Chris Lewis. In 1998, it was the running of the Northern Cup, and this was taken out by Shivers Regal for Gary Hall Sr., who trained and drove the Pacer. And in 1997, it was the running of the Golden Nugget, and it was taken out by Salinger for Fred Kersley training and driving.
100 from Daggervee. Out wide upstanding Poplars running a big race, and then came Salinger on the fence as they start the sprint. Then the Accelerator coming 4 deep. Back behind them, Let Me Decide. Record High to the outside. Heroes Night and All Sorts of Trouble. And then Lombo Illusion, Hail the Judge, See Samboy, and further back behind them, Michael Leslie. That section in 29. But now Kersley revs up Salinger. Salinger goes away by 2 on the turn to the Accelerator. Daggervee out wide on the track. Record High is getting home, and further back behind them came upstanding Poplar. Daggervee broke on the turn, flattened Saladin, but Salinger's nicely clear. The Accelerator's running a mighty race, well back behind them, Record High, but this is a fabulous horse. 14 straight in WA, and he's going to bolt in. Kersley didn't move a muscle. Salinger won by 15 metres. The Accelerator, Record High got third, pelting home to run 4.
26 years ago, Salinger took out the Golden Nugget for Fred Kersley, and in 1992, it was the running of the Northern Cup, and it was taken out by Zakara for Gary Hall Sr., who trained and drove that Pacer back in 1992. 31 years ago, Zakara took out the Northern Pacing Cup. That is a look at on this day, and we've had a look at the trial report. Let's have a look now at Gem Driver of the Week, thanking everyone who has voted with the 4 nominees. We had Gary Hall Jr. with Patched yesterday, took 6% of the vote. Shannon Savalco with his drive on Sweet Lucifer on Saturday night took 14% of the vote, and Kyle Harper's drive on Extraordinary Mary on Friday night took 15% of the vote. That means a dominant winner, and it is taken out by Shane Young with his drive on Wonderful to Fly. 3 back the pegs, worked into the clear over the top, taking out the Nova 93.7 4-year-old classic. So 65% of the vote there, and Shane Young takes out Gem Drive of the Week. That is the look at those few segments. We're about to get in to have a chat very soon with Mitch Miller. Welcome back to 1 Hour 1 Back, and we're now joined by Mitch Miller, who's got a nice book of drives tonight at the venue of Northam. He joins us now. Good morning to you, Mitch.
Yes, good morning, Matthew. How are you?
Very well, thank you for your time. You're driving Batavia Streamline in race number 1. We saw you launch a few off the arm yesterday with great success. Do we see any launchings tonight?
I'm not too sure, Matthew. I don't think I've got too many frontline draws, so that might make my life a little bit hard.
Well, this is one of them. So are we launching?
Yeah, look, she does have a little bit of gate speed, but I don't think she's probably quick enough to get across the 1. The 2's not overly quick out, but, driving for Lang, usually, when you get to the track, Lang gives you a pretty good guide on where they're at and how he expects them to go. So, it's a pretty even sort of race. There's no real standouts in it, and she's probably right up to a race of this nature.
Second race, another mouse for Daniel Costello. Nice effort last start. Were you happy with that performance?
I think so. It's probably, he did come from a long layoff, and I think he's a 10-year-old now, so he's getting towards the later stages of his career. But even though it was only in slow time, I was real happy with his effort to hit the line in a quick last quarter, and I think it's probably the first time I've sat behind him that he's been, real super competitive. So I think it was a good sign going forward that he's got that sort of competitive spirit back. And, with the second line draw of this, he shouldn't be too far away.
Dazzling Jewel in race number 3, following out Sonic Chip. Looks like you'll be close enough to them. She was a better run last start.
Yes, another horse that Lang's got ticking over all right. She's just she's probably been waiting for a barrier draw like this, where she gets a nice soft run on the rail. The one does usually like to lead, so with a bit of luck, we can be leaders back and just wait for the sprint lane. If she gets that sort of run, I think that she's good enough to win it.
And Tucks and Tails in race number 4, a winner 2 starts ago, and backed up with a nice second the following day. He's racing pretty well, this bloke, but Rocket City looks hard to beat.
Yeah, it does. Obviously, he's a much better horse when he can, you can put him into the race and sit him on speed. But with a horse like Rocket City, who can run the times it can, he looks pretty tough. You probably don't want to be sitting outside of it. Again, it's another one where I'll just speak to Lang on the night and see what he wants to do, whether he wants to drive him competitive or, maybe look at just taking the easy options this week and sort of wait for a better race next week.
So you got a double yesterday. You had a double in early races last Tuesday. Can you get a couple of winners tonight, or does it seem a little bit harder tonight?
I think it's a little bit harder tonight, Matt. I'm pretty happy I've got 4 drives in the first 4 races, and hopefully I'll be home by the time the last is on. So that'll probably be my one winner for the night. Apart from Dazzling Jewel, I think she's probably the only realistically an each-way chance with a good chance of winning, I think.
Okay, and Crowd Control won last Tuesday. It was great to see him back into the winners list, and he won with a bit of zest.
It has. He's been a head-scratcher for us, almost his whole 3-year-old season. He showed a lot of ability as a 2-year-old, and he sort of just got lost in the wilderness there for a bit. He never runs a bad race, just struggled to find the winning post. And I think his last 3 or 4 runs, we've just made a few little changes at home with him, a few gear changes, a few, the way we're working him at home, we've changed up a little bit. And I think we're pretty close now to seeing the real version of him, and hopefully he can go on with it and live up to his potential.
All the best with him, and all the best tonight, Mitch. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
There we have Mitch Miller joining us here on a 1 Out 1 Back, and we can now speak to Donald Harper, who's got some nice drives. Donnie, very good morning to you.
Morning, how are you?
Very well, thank you for your time. Batavia Playboy Mile, barrier 1. A few boxes have been ticked here, and he's probably going better than his form suggests. How do you assess this race?
Yeah, look, he hasn't been going terrible. He's much more of a grinder than a sort of sprinter. So, we'll drive him off the gate pretty hard, and hopefully we can hold up. If he can bowl along in front over the short trip, I think, that's probably his best chance.
In race number 2, our Surrogate, a horse that you've driven on many occasions. A bit of a tricky draw, but this horse has got a little bit of depth, and it's not an overly strong race. How did you see this race unfolding for you?
Yeah, look, he's been going pretty good. He's really does his best work off the rail, which I'm not sure how we'll get there tonight. But he's been hitting the line good off the rail, and he likes the mile. So it's whether we just drop him back early or have a look early. But we'll talk to Lane tonight a bit, I guess. But he should be hitting the line, all right.
Third race, Hot Cinder, winner 3 back. Looks a little bit tricky. It looks a lot stronger race for this horse to race up against.
Yeah, a bit stronger field, and there's gate speed inside her with the two of them inside her. So it's going to be a little bit awkward for her early, and she does tend to run the gate a little bit for the first 50 anyway. So we'll need a little bit of luck getting in somewhere there, and hopefully she can run an all right race.
Apologise, is racing really well, but things look a little bit difficult here against Rocket City.
Yeah, obviously Rocket City draw 1 is going to make it hard for everybody. So the 2600, I don't know if there's going to be a lot of pressure in the race, but generally over the longer trip, we drive him pretty cold. So we'll probably drive him like that again and hopefully hits the line.
I'm Aussie Artist. Nice draw, backing up from Friday. What's the expectations tonight?
He got off a little bit better Friday. He's been a little bit disappointing off the gate of late. All his runs have been solid enough, and he's going to need a little bit of luck early, I think. But hopefully he gets a nicer run tonight and hits the line.
And just a quick mention, I believe Botra are running a raffle at the moment. Have you got any details? Probably a question without warning there, but I thought you probably know. So the raffle tickets were getting sold yesterday. Some great prizes on offer as well. So have you got any information on that for us, or anywhere where people can get some tickets?
So you can contact have a look on the Botra Facebook page, or on the website. I'm just trying to grab the flyer now. I can't seem to have misplaced it. They'll all be drawn. We're having there's a Byford Botra Christmas party on Sunday. All participants are welcome to turn up, and there's a bit of a barbecue on, and Santa will be there, and we'll draw the raffles, and hopefully we get some people down there.
Okay, so looking forward to that, and it looked like it was a pretty good success yesterday, raising money outside the office there at Pinjarra and getting some raffle tickets. So the raffle tickets will be available and will be drawn on the 17th, which is the Sunday for the Botra Christmas party. Is that at the Byford Trotting Club, did you mention?
Yes, that's at Byford Trotting Club, yes.
Yep. Okay, so all that information can be found on the socials on Botra and also the website. So get involved with that. Donnie, all the best tonight. Sorry about that. Probably should have clued you up on that question. But all the best tonight. Hopefully a few winners.
All right, thank you.
There we have Donnie Harper joining us here on One Out, One Back. And now we can have a chat with Ray Williams, who is going to join us now. And Ray has got a nice runner in tonight at the venue of Northam in Vanderbilt, but also Magnificent Storms in the nominations for the Village Kid on Friday night. Ray, very good morning to you.
Morning, Matty. How are you?
Very well. Thank you for your time this morning, mate. Magnificent Storm, great to see him win last Friday night. He looks like he's racing in rare air at the moment. He's just in full-blown beast mode, the way he's been getting around.
Yeah, I think everybody told me when I went to Brisbane, the guys over there in Grant, that doing good the trip away, and people from here said you'll finally do improve, and I didn't take a lot of notice because I haven't done it, but the horse definitely come back and had his a little bit of time off over there and a little bit here, and he's definitely matured a lot. He's a different horse than he was before in his attitude, which is quite good. So I hope it keeps going ahead.
Absolutely. He just looks, he's just wonderful to watch how he charges through the line and the way that he's been charging off the arm as well, and his coat and everything. He just looks spectacular at the moment. He's nominated for Friday night. You happy with how he bounced off the run from Friday going into the Village Kid this week?
Yeah, no, he pulled up good, mate. He had a bit of a gallop, and he'll have a bit of a run tomorrow. And he'll have Friday night's run, and then he'll go for a break. He'll probably have the rest of December and a couple of weeks in January. And there's a few good races starting about the 3rd of March, starting from the Pinjarra Cup onto the Bunbury Cup and Male Eden Mile at Pinjarra, and then you get to the two big ones. So hopefully the bit of time off will keep him right and get him going, and look forward to next year again, mate.
Absolutely, and of course with the Pacing Cup in the bank now, that's one that he really did deserve. And what were the celebrations like for you afterwards there? That would have been an emotional night and a culmination of a whole career for yourself as a trainer in the sport.
Oh, it's just something that we all dream about, don't we? So it's to actually get that race was great. It's unfortunate it had the things that went with it, but anyway, as far as the celebrations go, mate, I'm probably too old for that. It took me about 3 weeks to get over, I reckon. So really good. I'm really happy for the owners. They're here where they win or lose, and with all their horses, and it was just a great night and a great few days, mate. And as I said, it's just a shame they had to drag out over a week or two, but that's all behind us now. And look forward to when he comes back next time. We'll look forward to this Friday night, and then give him a little break, and hopefully he stays how he is at the moment, which he should. And he's only going to have a month off, so we'll get him back for those races, and look forward to obviously the Nullarbor and the Fremantle Cup. So
absolutely,
all looking good.
There's plenty to look forward to for sure, and Vanderbilt's another one to look forward to going into tonight. He's 2 from 2. Really impressive with his first up win. Second up, he just looked a little bit lackadaisical out in front, but he's a horse that's obviously got some really strong ability. You expect him to be able to go there tonight and dominate?
Yeah, I think he's got a bit of a culture shock when he came over here, and he's a nice big horse, and he's going to be a really nice horse. He'll have a run tonight, and maybe he'll have another one. I'm not sure yet. Talk to the owners, but after he has a break, and when he comes back as a 4-year-old, I think you'll find that he'll be a lot more switched on and a lot more matured, and he'll be a really nice horse, I think, going forward.
On Friday night, just a word on a couple of the horses that you had in. Cyclone Charlotte, I was really taken by her run. She was wonderful out wider on the track, although finishing 8th. You would have been really happy with that positive performance from her?
I was, matey, but a little bit disappointed because, if you look at her form's been unbelievable. I wouldn't have thought that I'd have to be ringing up handicappers to get a start with her, but she had a bit of an abscess, unfortunately, like Shane's horse did, and she got back, and I thought she was pretty right when she drove first up when Dylan drove her, and she ran a 10th, probably not really over it, and then last week just didn't turn out the way I wanted it. If you look at the form before then, I think he won about 4 races in about 3 seconds or something in the last 9 starts, mate, so she's a really nice horse, and I'm really looking forward to her running a really good race on Friday, and, hopefully it should be on past form, but if she can come out and go good on Friday, hopefully we'll get a run in the Nugget, because she's one that I'm really, I think that with Storm, and then you look at her, she's probably the best horse I've had since Storm, so I'm really looking forward to her being able to show what she's made of.
She's been a little bit of a headache in those early days. She was doing things wrong, but it looks like you've been able to iron out those issues, and she's racing really well and looks to be a pretty foolproof racehorse now.
Yeah, just typical, mate. She's just one over there. I think her first run was at Northam, and Dylan was going to win it by bloody 10 metres or something, and then she's seen something or whatever, and just went out of the gear for a little while, and ran the second anyway, and then one other time she went to Pinjarra, and I think she ran 5th there because she was just looking around a bit. But from then on, I don't think she hasn't finished further back than 3rd. So she hasn't won. She's run 2nd or a couple of 3rds. So she's put it together, and again, she'll be a better horse, than she is even now. When she gets back as a 4 or 5-year-old, So they're looking forward to her. As I said, she's got a lot of scope about her and a lot of depth, and it'd be a pity if she couldn't make it. Unfortunately, I didn't make the mares race because of the foot and everything, but the mares races on every year, mate, isn't it? So we'll look for that one next year.
Exactly right. And Star Casino's been a bit of a surprise packet. He was able to jump out and win a feature 2 starts ago and finish top 4 in the 4-year-old Classic on Friday. Has he really impressed you with his performances?
Yeah, he's a funny one. He's a lovely little horse. He's a better delight, but if you said to me after he'd won his first or second race at Northam that he'd make the Nugget, I would have laughed at you. But he just seems to get stronger and stronger, and I think the more he goes around and the better the class gets, he seems to be adjusting to it. And I walked in Trots on Friday night with him, and I thought I had a stallion on the other side of the line. He just wanted to get there. He just seems to know what's going on now. So yeah, really happy with him, and I'm glad that that he's gone good and he'll get a run in the Nugget, and he'll be around the place, don't worry about that. So we're looking forward to him as a 5-year-old. And
Sister Cherie, she's undefeated, and she's another one. Her first couple of wins, she didn't look overly impressive, but then the way that she responded when challenged at Northam 2 starts ago, she was really gutsy in her win and actually ran away from them late. And then on Friday night, she looked good again when challenged. She looks like she just does what she has to, and that's a good fighting spirit that you'd like to see in a mare.
Yeah, she's another one, Matty. Like when we got her over here, I thought, what am I doing with another mare, And I feel she was just like all over the place when I was jogging her and looking at it and seeing everything. But she's just, I'll give her a trial at Northern one night. There was only 3 or 4 horses in it, and she went quite good, surprised me. And then from then on, every time she's had a start, she's won, but she's just got better and better. It's just laid back, and as I said, they get a bit of a culture shock over here. I think the way that we work them, the way they get worked over there, and the way we handle them, and she looks like she might be a real nice 4-year-old too. So yeah, time looks good ahead, mate. I've just got to last long enough to keep going.
Well, it's great to see you having the success, Ray. You deserve it, and so do the group of owners. They're always there cheering on their horses each and every week and at every track as well. So all the best. It's a really strong team, the names that we've just mentioned there. So all the best tonight with Vanderbilt, and all the best with Storm and the others going forward.
Thanks very much, Matty. Appreciate it. Bye.
Welcome back to 1 Hour 1 Back. We're 6 away from a start at Bendigo, and the favourite there is 9 Dreams L, 225, 11 Seiko Win, 320, and then $5.50 about 4 Rawada, $7 about Black Panther, and upwards remainder there. We'll have a preview coming up soon as we finish off 1 Hour 1 Back with Chris Barsby. Chris, good morning.
Matt, good morning to you. Good morning, everyone.
Into Dominion 23 in the Sunshine State is what everyone is talking about. How was Heat Night 1, and what can we look forward to?
Well, there was no real surprises Heat 1, certainly not in the pacing division anyway, because all 4 favourites won their respective heats on Friday night. Leap to Fame, the series favourite, rating the quickest time over the mile heat. So no shocks there. There was a minor upset in the trotting division. Queen Elida, she went under at the hands of Plymouth Chubb. So many are starting to question her now as we get deeper into this series. So she's got to stand up and be counted for tonight. So this is going to be a real test for Queen Elida. And Plymouth Chubb, who beat Queen Elida, takes on Just Believe. He's the series favourite, defending champ. He looks very hard to beat on the 2 runs back. He's had this campaign. But this will be a challenge tonight. Inside of the second row, Plymouth Chubb draws gate 2. So looking forward to the action tonight. I'm not sure if we're going to get any major surprises. What is interesting, the 4 heat winners from the pacing series from Friday night, Matt, they all face second row draws tonight. So it could be a little more challenging, but we step up from the mile to 2,138 metres tonight.
You've got some news on August Moon, something close to home.
Yeah, it looks like she's run her final race. It looks like she's headed to North America now because it looks like a deal has been struck, and she'll be joining the stables of Shane and Lauren Tritton up there. So she hasn't been sold. It looks like connections are going to race her on in North America, just, you know, due to the lack of suitable races for mares down under. So given the vast opportunities that they have in North America where they compete against their own sex week in, week out, they feel that the timing is right. But she's been remarkable. There's no doubt about it. She's won 10 of her 18 starts, and she's an Oaks winner. And it looks like another Oaks winner in Taking the Mickey is also headed to North America. So your 2 previous Oaks winners over the past 2 seasons look like their futures are going to lie in North America. But August Moon, it looks like she'll be flying out in the next week or 2.
Okay, so that's massive news and a big loss here for WA, losing August Moon. Aldebaran Zeus has made the news. This horse, a trotter, now heading to the stables of Brent Lilly.
Yeah, and he's been everywhere in recent times. He's one that's in North America at the moment, but he's due to come home. I spoke with Brent Lilly last week, and he outlined that he finished at the rear of the field in his most recent start up there in North America just on a month ago. So he's probably going to enter quarantine this week, and he'll come home. There's no chance that he'll be ready for any of the big races, certainly not that trot slot race, the new race on the calendar coming up next year in New Zealand. So he's in the throes of going into quarantine. Then they'll get him home, and then they'll re-establish where they go from there. But no sort of set plans at this stage, but they are keen to get him home, Aldebaran Zeus.
Copy that. Some news on him?
Yeah, he arrived in Melbourne late last week. So the reason why, he's no closer to a race return, but they want to do an MRI examination on Copy That, in particular with that knee area that's caused him plenty of issues in the last couple of months. So Mervyn and Meg Butterworth have flown him into Melbourne. They're going to do that MRI at the Ballarat Veterinary Clinic in Victoria, and then hopefully that'll be able to give them just more clearer indication on what sort of damage is being done to that knee area. So they just don't have the facilities in New Zealand, so they've brought him across. They can do it with the horse standing up, so there's going to be no issue for the horse. So that's the latest with Copy That, and hopefully they'll get some answers in the next week or so with the millionaire pacer Copy That.
And sticking with New Zealand, some news on Nicholas Cage.
Yeah, well, he was going to trial on the weekend, but with all that storm activity that was taking place in Sydney, they call those trials off. So they've got another set of trials tomorrow. There's every chance that he's going to go around Nicolas Cage. He's now part of the McCarthy stable. So it'll be an interesting watch, Nicolas Cage, because he is a very talented horse. There is no question about it. So maybe we'll learn a little bit more when he steps out, and that could be as early as tomorrow, Matt. And they've got the big race day coming up at Addington this Sunday as well. Grand Prix race day, host of features, at least 8 Group 1 races on that calendar on Sunday. So looking forward to that program. Queensland will have the Trotters Derby favourite going around at this stage in Not As Promised. So that's a big day on Sunday at Addington.
10 races, afternoon time slot for Albion Park afternoon for us. Fine and good. Where do we find your best bet on the second heat or second night of heats for the Inter-Dominion?
Well, I'm going to steer around the heats tonight, Matt. I'm going to come up with race 8, number 7, Chamonix. Yes, he's drawn widely, but gee, looks well placed here. He drops significantly in grade tonight, wide draw and all. I know it's a mile, but if he gets any sort of luck, he's going to be very hard to beat. So I'm happy to go with race 8, number 7, Chamonix.
Race 8, number 7, Chamonix. Thank you very much for your time, Chris. We'll chat again to you soon.
Thanks, Matt. Talk soon.
There we have Chris Barsby joining us. They're moving in at Bendigo, having a look at Northam tonight. 9 races, fixed odds available. Let's see how close to the mark we are with our fixed odds at prices. Batavia Playboy, I marked as my best. I thought he could lead and win. He's been firm at $2.75 now. Race number 2, thought Dr. Steve could nearly cross these. $5.50 represents a bit of value there. Third race on the card, happy to be with Military Start. The $2.80 quote has firmed up in this race. The fourth race, I thought Ziania was a really good place chance. $1.85 looks to be a good bet there. Race 5, Cheese and Bickies is short enough in the 5th. Race 6, Lemma Alabama, I think is a really good chance to be able to win each way. $9, good price. Race 7, favourite will be winning Vanderbilt. And the last 2 races, happy to be with Follow the Jewels each way in race 8 and race number 9 with Push Button Rock. Good luck, good punting. That's 1 out, 1 back. It's time for Bendigo for the first as we head into race day.
You win some, you lose more. For free and confidential support, visit gamblinghelpline.org.au.